In Philadelphia, firefighter Cooper takes his daughter Riley to a concert as a reward for her good grades. Outside the venue, they join a crowd of teenage girls eagerly watching the singer Lady Raven get off her bus. As they get in line at the entrance, Cooper notices some police officers around. Once inside, he sees officers stationed everywhere. Trying to be a good dad, he records Riley as she dances with a group and buys her some snacks. As they talk, Riley shares that she often feels excluded by the girls at school. As they continue walking, Cooper notices even more police and security cameras. Eventually, they find their seats and enjoy the opening band while Cooper observes that police are positioned in the area as well. The concert begins, and the loud screaming forces Cooper to cover his ears. After a few songs, Cooper tells Riley he's going to the bathroom. However, once inside, he uses his phone to check on a security camera. It's revealed that Cooper is a serial killer, and he's monitoring his latest victim, Spencer, who is trapped in his secret house. Afterward, Cooper washes his hands and hallucinates, seeing his mother in the mirror. As more police vehicles arrive outside, Cooper leaves the bathroom and runs into Jody's mom, who reassures him that teenage girls are strange sometimes and promises that her daughter will soon start including Riley in their activities. Cooper returns to his seat just in time to hear Lady Raven talk about her missing father and how she learned to move forward. She asks her fans to turn on their phone flashlights, lighting up the venue as she plays the piano. At that moment, Cooper sees the police escorting a man out of the crowd. There are also officers standing in line behind him. During the intermission, Cooper and Riley go to buy a t-shirt, but the seller, Jamie, informs them they're out of Riley's size. Jamie assures them more are coming, and Cooper uses the opportunity to ask about the heavy police presence. Jamie reveals that the police are hunting for a serial killer known as the Butcher, who is rumored to be at the concert. Every exit is being watched, except for the backstage. Cooper, knowing he is the Butcher, laughs nervously. Afterward, Cooper leads Riley through the venue under the guise of looking for snacks, but he is actually checking the exits and confirming they're all blocked by cops. Cooper sees a drunk woman standing near the stairs and gives her a subtle push, causing her to fall and distract the cops at the entrance. When he tries to leave, he finds even more officers outside. With no other option, Cooper returns to the concert with Riley. Lady Raven announces a special guest, and a platform rises from the ground with another singer. Cooper stares at the open hatch and jokingly tells Riley it would be fun to see where it leads, but Riley calls him out on his odd behavior. He forces himself to stay calm and watches with frustration as the hatch closes. Cooper heads back to the t-shirt stand and spots Jamie heading to the supply room, so he joins him. Noticing Jamie using a key card to access the room, Cooper pretends to help him move boxes and secretly steals the card. During their conversation, Jamie admits to obsessively following the Butcher case and even shows Cooper pictures of the victims on his phone. All the staff received special training for the event and were given a password, Hamilton, to identify themselves. After finally securing the t-shirt for Riley, Cooper sneaks into the employee break room using Jamie's keycard. The police are there reviewing information, agreeing that if they find the Butcher, they must capture him away from the public. Cooper hangs Jamie's card on his jacket, posing as an employee, and makes his way to the snack table to eavesdrop on the officers. He notices a photo of his latest crime scene nearby. When one of the cops asks for sugar, Cooper quickly provides it, acting helpful and friendly. On his way out, he steals a radio from a police bag. As he walks down the corridor, Cooper is stopped again by Jody's mom, who grows upset when he tries to brush her off. Their argument draws the attention of two officers, but they are distracted by a man's scream. The officers rush to the entrance where the police are arresting another man. This time, Cooper spots Josephine, a profiler. Back at his seat, Cooper discreetly puts in an earbud and listens to the police radio. He hears that the man they arrested was innocent, just a thief who panicked. As more officers move through the seats, Cooper listens closely as the police describe suspects. One description matches him, a white male in his 30s with an animal tattoo on his right arm. Thinking quickly, Cooper finds a bracelet in a girl's bag and uses it to cover his tattoo. After consulting the venue's map on his phone, Cooper tells Riley that he left his credit card at the t-shirt stand and steps away again. While listening to the police radio, he learns that the FBI is setting up tents around the building and barricading the main streets. Considering pulling the fire alarm, Cooper decides against it when he notices a security camera watching him. Over the radio, he hears Josephine speculating that he might try such a trick. Instead, Cooper sneaks into a burger stand and tampers with the fryer. Moments later, a worker discovers two bottles floating in the hot oil, which explode, causing chaos among the customers and attracting the attention of the cops. While everyone is distracted, Cooper steals an apron and heads to the roof. When questioned by officers, Cooper claims he needed some air after the kitchen incident. The officers confirm his story over the radio, but ask for the code. Cooper responds with Hamilton, which satisfies them for the moment. However, they also ask for his ID. Luckily, Cooper finds a wallet in the apron pocket, along with a venue card, and the officers let him go. Before leaving, Cooper inquires about Josephine, and the cops tell him she is a profiler who has captured many serial killers before. Back downstairs, Cooper sees a severely burned worker, and he once again hallucinates, seeing his mother standing beside her. Later, Cooper reunites with Riley, who is concerned about his strange behavior. He explains that Jody's mom cornered him, and Riley reassures him that she has become friends with the girls sitting next to her. When they return to their seats, Riley explains that this is the part of the concert where Lady Raven picks a girl from the audience to join her on stage and tour the backstage. Sensing an opportunity, Cooper approaches a crowd handler and tells him that Riley recently overcame leukemia, with Lady Raven as her inspiration. As police close in on Cooper's area, his plan works, and Riley is chosen to go on stage. Both receive backstage passes, and the handler speaks with a police officer to let them through. Riley is nervous, but excited as she joins Raven on stage, while Cooper tries to savor his daughter's happiness, despite the police surrounding him. In the audience, Jody and her mom are visibly upset to see Riley on stage. After the performance, Cooper notices a girl collapse and offers to help, asking staff for a place for her to rest. He is taken backstage just before Josephine spots him. Once there, Cooper calms the girl down and offers her juice. The manager is grateful for his assistance and allows them to watch the remainder of the concert from the side of the stage. Cooper asks the manager if they can leave through the backstage door to avoid the crowd after the show, and she agrees. When the concert ends, Cooper overhears on the police radio that every male in the venue will be searched as they exit. However, when he tries to leave with Riley, he finds the backstage door blocked by police. Nearby, he overhears Josephine informing Raven that the cameras have recorded images and data of everyone who attended the concert. Growing desperate, Cooper approaches Raven and asks to speak privately about Riley's condition. Once in her dressing room, Cooper reveals to Raven that he is the butcher, showing her a live feed of Spencer in his cell. He threatens to release carbon monoxide into the cell, killing Spencer, unless Raven cooperates. Reluctantly, Raven agrees to help him. Afterward, Raven tells the police that Cooper and Riley will be leaving with her in her limousine, allowing them to bypass the security checks. At the main entrance, the crowd is being held up due to the ongoing searches, and Josephine grows frustrated with the lack of progress. During the limo ride, Cooper directs the driver to drop them off where he left his car. However, Raven invites Riley to visit her home, and Riley excitedly calls her mom for permission. Cooper, seeing no way out, gives the driver his home address. A short time later, they arrive at Cooper's home, where his wife Rachel and their other child greet them. As they enter the house, Cooper warns Raven that he will kill Spencer if she tries anything. Over coffee and cake, Rachel asks about the concert, and Raven recounts the police operation to catch the butcher. The FBI had discovered a concert ticket receipt in one of the butcher's fake houses, which led them to collaborate with Raven on the sting operation. Josephine had been profiling the butcher for some time, concluding that he was a white male in his 30s or 40s, held a position of authority, drove a dark car, possibly due to OCD, and had a troubled relationship with his mother. Cooper grows visibly uncomfortable as the description hits close to home, and he mentions that it's getting late. However, Raven offers to play a song on the family piano. She invites Riley to sit beside her, using the opportunity to steal her phone. After the song, Raven suggests they take a selfie, but when Riley can't find her phone, Raven offers to use Cooper's phone instead, taking it from him. After the photo, Raven excuses herself to the bathroom, locking the door behind her.
Cooper pounds on the bathroom door, alarming his family with his strange behavior. Inside, Raven quickly unlocks Cooper's phone and contacts Spencer, asking him for details about his location. Spencer describes the color of the door and mentions a statue nearby. Raven then starts a live stream on her own phone, sharing the information with her followers. One of them recognizes the location and contacts the police. Raven also texts her driver, who is waiting outside, to alert the cops. As she works on Cooper's phone, the lock screen timer resets. She then shouts that Cooper is the butcher, which prompts strange noises and screams from the other side of the door. Suddenly, the door opens to reveal a shaken Cooper. He grabs his phone and checks on Spencer, only to find that he's missing. Desperate, Cooper forces Raven into the garage, where he retrieves his crime bag and pushes her into Rachel's car. He chooses it over his own vehicle, knowing that Josephine had correctly identified his car's color. Raven attempts to manipulate him by using a nurturing tone, but Cooper is unfazed. He declares that Raven will be his final victim before he kills himself to end the monster inside him. When Cooper opens the garage door, he is shocked to find his family standing in his way. He had locked them in Riley's room but forgot about the window and the tree outside. Stunned that his double life has finally collided, Cooper freezes, giving Raven the chance to flee the car. At that moment, the police arrive and rush to take the family to safety while Cooper retreats to his closet, hastily moving items around. Meanwhile, Raven escapes into her limo where a police officer replaces the usual driver to ensure her protection. The officers search Cooper's home and discover a hidden tunnel in his closet, which allowed him to escape into the neighbor's yard. A short time later, the limo stops, and the police officer in the front seat comes around to the back, only to handcuff Raven to a metal bar. It turns out that the cop is actually Cooper, who had fled his home disguised in a police uniform. He resumes driving, announcing that he will take Raven to one of his secret houses to kill her, a desire he's had since he first saw her on stage. At a red light, Raven opens the window and yells for help, urging passers-by to call the police. A crowd gathers around the car, preventing it from moving forward. As Cooper notices some of his wife's clothes in the back, Raven struggles with her handcuffs, eventually managing to rip the bar off. She escapes from the limo just as the police arrive, causing the crowd to scatter in panic. The officers open fire on the limo, but when they check inside, they find it empty. Cooper has once again escaped by blending into the crowd, this time wearing a hoodie. Afterward, Raven is taken to one of Cooper's crime houses, where she thanks a fan for their help and checks on Spencer, who has been safely rescued. Meanwhile, Rachel returns home after dropping the kids off at her sister's house. Josephine advises Rachel to hide, but she insists on staying home. After setting up police officers outside, Josephine leaves. Rachel watches footage from security cameras showing Spencer's kidnapping and makes herself some tea. Suddenly, she is startled by Cooper, who has managed to sneak into the house unnoticed. Cooper accuses Rachel of setting him up, and she is forced to admit it. Weeks ago, Rachel had begun to suspect Cooper of having an affair, but soon realized something far more sinister was going on when his clothes started to smell of hospital cleaning fluid. She also witnessed him lie to a neighbor in such a convincing way that it gave her chills. One day, Rachel followed Cooper to one of his other houses and left the concert ticket receipt behind, before anonymously calling the police, hoping they would prove her suspicions wrong. Cooper, now shirtless because of the smell, grabs a knife and prepares to attack Rachel. She distracts him by asking him to finish the pie Riley made, reminding him that today was supposed to be a celebration. Cooper agrees to eat some after Rachel takes a bite. As he does, he explains that killing usually brings him peace, but Rachel has made him angry, and now he wants to kill her before ending his own life. Suddenly, Cooper begins to feel dizzy, and realizes Rachel had found the sedatives in his crime bag and mixed them into the pie. As he struggles to stand, Cooper hears his mother's voice and sees her at the door, calling him a monster. Distraught, Cooper attempts to reach her, only to be surrounded by police officers who tase him. In a rage, Cooper attacks one officer, knocking him out, but before he can turn on the others, Josephine arrives and hits him with another taser. Finally subdued, Cooper is handcuffed and dragged out of the house. As he's being escorted away, Cooper asks to pick up Riley's fallen bicycle. Just then, the children are brought back, and Riley hugs her father before he is taken into custody. In the back of the police truck, Cooper reveals that he had stolen a spoke from Riley's bike and begins using it to pick his handcuffs, laughing maniacally. Later, Jamie sees Cooper's face on the news and is horrified, realizing that he unknowingly helped a dangerous criminal. Credits. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more movie recaps.